In the American Revolution, the Americans started a revolution and fought for a change. They fought for their independence, which we still have today. Therefore, it was a long-lasting change. A revolution is a forcible overthrow of the government or social order in the favor of a new change. There were many events that caused the American Revolution. The Stamp Act, which was a direct tax on every legal document. Then the Townshend Act, which put a 3-penny tax on tea. Then the Boston Massacre, where British soldiers fired on an innocent mob of colonists. After they raised taxes on tea, the colonists were angry and dumped all tea into Boston Harbor. This is known as Boston Tea Party. King George III tightened control over Massachusetts by closing Boston Harbor. This is known as the Intolerable Acts. The first act of rebellion against the British is shown at Lexington and Concord. The Americans declared their independence. Thomas Jefferson made the Declaration of Independence, which said all people deserve natural rights. These natural rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All right. After declaring their independence, many battles ensued. George Washington's troops endured a long, difficult winter at Valley Forge. Many men died from exposure or starvation. A major battle in the American Revolution is the Battle of Trenton, which was a surprise attack on the Hessians, and the Americans were rallied by another victory 8 days later against the British, stationed at Princeton. They fought for Philadelphia, but the British won. Meanwhile, British General John Burgoyne was pursuing a complex scheme. His plan was to send an army down a route of lakes and meet with house troops. Then they would isolate New England from the rest of the colonies. They fought, and the British kept losing soldiers. Massed American troops finally surrounded Burgoyne at Saratoga, where he surrendered. From that time on, the British stayed closer to shore near their naval fleet. The French had secretly been sending the Americans weapons. France signed a treaty with America. Friedrich von Steuben, a Prussian captain, worked with George Washington and his troops to make them better fighters. Around the same time, Marquis de Lafayette, a French aristocrat, offered his assistance. European allies were starting to help the Americans. The British started to move south, capturing North and South Carolina. The British marched 5,500 Americans as prisoners of war. The Americans harassed the British troops. African slaves that were slaves of the Americans joined forces with the British. They even weakened the British forces. Cornwallis, a British leader, planned to take over Yorktown in Virginia. About 17,000 French and American troops surrounded the British in Yorktown. Cornwallis and his troops finally surrendered. In September 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed, which confirmed the U.S. independence and set the boundaries. The Revolutionary War touched the life of every American, not just the men on the battlefield. The American Revolution was truly a revolution because the Americans got their independence, which caused a change to occur.
You sneezed already.
Thank you.